rate decision coming out in just a few minutes. And I want to be clear up right now. Right from the get-go, I'm going to let you know that I'm not going to go ahead and try jump in on a trade move. All right, this is not about jumping in on a move. We may get some whippy-lashy type of movement, but what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to establish what the market is going to do, specifically on the euro crosses. On the New Zealand crosses. So we're looking at euro New Zealand dollar, pound New Zealand dollar. We're looking at Aussie New Zealand, not too much, but Aussie New Zealand. We're looking at anything traded against the New Zealand dollar. This is the rate decision. We're expecting the rate to come out unchanged at 0.25%. The rate statement is coming out at the same time, and that's what we're going to go ahead and check out. So let's go ahead and check out and see the market movement right after this. Alrighty, traders, well, welcome back, and yes, it's going to be in a couple of minutes right now. We're going to get the rate decision coming out. They expect to keep the rates unchanged here in New Zealand. Well, not here in New Zealand, but in New Zealand, they're looking to keep the rates unchanged at 0.25%. We're going to go ahead and take a look and see what the rate statement is going to say and how the market's going to react to it. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and read the statement out. I'm not going to do anything like that. All I'm going to be doing is looking at price action, see how price action reacts, and how we're going to be able to trade it. And we're going to talk myself through it so that you can hear exactly what's in my mind and how I'm going to be addressing the trade. So we're going to go through that setup. I do have, of course, the pound New Zealand up over here. As we look at the chart, pound New Zealand did close out for the day with two indecisions. In fact, we had 2 double days of indecision. I'm already expecting price to move up. We've got a beautiful divergence right here. You can see price moving lower, and we have the oscillator moving higher, expecting the market to go ahead and rally up. The market's been screaming for a weak New Zealand dollar. All right, been screaming for a weak New Zealand dollar. Over the last 24 hours, we have seen some strong move in New Zealand dollar. But yet, you can see right here, the pound New Zealand dollar ending up for the day with an indecision move. All right, now Carlos says, "Wow, you're in New Zealand right now. You're a funny guy." All right, so there it is. Rate decisions out. Market's not reacting yet. Let's go ahead and move down to a lower time frame, and I'm going to go to a 1 hour chart. Take a look right here, and let's see, getting slightly bearish movement in the pound New Zealand dollar. I'm going to go ahead and shoot up the data, and here it is right here. Let's take a look and see what's going on here. Kept the rates unchanged. That was expected. Okay, now everything's coming back down to the statement, right? Statement is where things are going to make where the market's going to go ahead and move. Now, we haven't seen a lot. Now, listen here. I'm not expecting this to be a big move, all right? If it is a big move, fine. But I'm not expecting that. I'm expecting the market to have most of the information already discounted into price. So what I am going to be looking for is to see if price moves in a direction. Now, while we're waiting for this to happen, and again, it might take some time because the statement's been read out, as things start developing right here, what I'm going to go ahead and do right here is I'm going to go ahead and take a look and see what the market's going to be doing from a technical basis. Now, I've got 2 trading systems that I'm busy trading. I'm bullish on both of these trading systems. I use Right Trader Max and I use the Fibonacci Power Pivots. Those are 2 strategies I love to use based on trend trading strategies. We're going to go ahead and address it, or at least address exactly how it's set up right now and what can we expect. So let's go ahead and jump into the first thing right here. And the first thing I want to look at right here is price starting to move up. Good, we're starting to get some weaker New Zealand news, which is creating this rally on pound New Zealand dollar. The other pair I'm also going to be paying a lot of attention to is Euro New Zealand dollar. All right, beautiful. Look at that. Sweet. Just as the doctor ordered. You can see right here, if you go to my document, this is my trading document that we focus in on every single day. And you see on the trading document, if you go down to Euro New Zealand dollar, we are already buying on this. We spoke about it today. We're buying on Euro New Zealand dollar. Let's take a look at pound New Zealand dollar. Pound New Zealand dollar. We're buying on pound New Zealand dollar. So this is pretty much in the mix around right now. Now, traders are talking about spread. Let's go take a look at one of my live trading accounts right here. Do we have a big move in spread right here? Let's take a look right here. Euro New Zealand dollar. I'm looking at a 6.5 pip. That's not bad. 7 pip spread on that. Maybe initially we would have had a 20 pip spread, but right now it's back down to about 7 point. That's not bad considering that we're in a very low liquidity market. Let's take a look at pound. Pound New Zealand dollar. Where's the pound? We're at 13 pip spread. Those are the type of things that you're going to have to deal with when trading on the news. I'm not trading on the news. Now, as you can see already, I'm in both of these pairs snap. Let's go to a larger time frame right here. So I've got trades in already on this. And what I'm actually waiting for, just so that you know, right, so that we're on the same page, what I'm actually looking for right now is confirmation that the market is back in a bullish trend. Why am I looking for that? Well, if you go to the actual chart right here, take a look at the daily time frame. All right, on the Euro New Zealand dollar, we've had a lot of indecision right here. I'm looking for price to break out of this range that it's been in and trade towards around about 79.22. I'm expecting that move to take place and price to go ahead and rally. We've seen a lot of correction move right here, indecision, and check this out. Look how this downward trend line from October, sometime in October, looks like it was 2019 October high, towards this high right here, and look how price gone ahead and it was supported by that level. And so we're looking for a bounce back up again. Now, I'm not expecting the Euro New Zealand dollar to rally up to 85.20, but we are expecting for a 79.21 level to be tested. All right, to retest that previous high right about here. The reason why I'm also looking at that as well is I'm looking at the 1.618 of this up AB move. We pull back to a 618 retracement, and so price is expected to go back up to this level. Now, what is going to be my first sign that price is changing direction, that price has hit a reversal and starting to head back up north? Now listen here, check it out. I teach this inside my Fibonacci Power Pivots class, and I talk about pivot points and how effective they are when looking for reversals in the market. We have a strategy we use that uses Fibonacci to trade in the direction once price trades above certain pivot points. So check this out. Think about this. If you've got 3 pivot points, daily, weekly, and monthly pivot points, and the market has been selling off, what is the first pivot point that price is going to reverse or at least trade above once it starts reversing? If you said the daily, you've just won yourself a trip around the world, all expenses paid by someone other than me. I don't know who it is. You'll have to find out. But the deal is this. Yes, the daily pivot points are actually, yes, it is that pivot point that is going to be reversed first, the daily pivot points. So as we go ahead and we take a look at the daily pivot point, we then look at the weekly, then we look at the monthly. In that order, we're going to look for reversals. So if I go to the market setup right here, let's go ahead and take a look right here. And yes, Denise and Jason, both are one of my students in my classes. They know exactly what I'm talking about right here. So let's go into our pivot point levels right here. All right, pivot point levels are going to show us pretty much the reversals that we're looking for. Now I'm going to go in and open up this chart right here, and this is the pound New Zealand dollar. I'm going to shoot this down to a 1 hour time frame, and I've got multiple pivot points on here as you can see. Now notice right here, notice that price is already starting to trade above the daily pivot point right here. The pivot point in black is my daily. The orange one is going to be my weekly, and then obviously the next pivot point, which is this purple one right here, that is going to be the weekly, the monthly. So I'm looking for, right? I'm looking for price to confirm that it's trading above this level right here. All right. So when we want price to trade above that level, then trade above that level, and then eventually chasing after this level up here at the top. So we could see price working its way back up to this monthly target right here, this monthly pivot point right there, which is at that 2.0 mark further up north on the pound New Zealand dollar. So if we start, and by the way, if you asking me, Big Dog, how do you know that? How do you know that price is going to go up to this level? Well, look at this. I just want you to look at this chart. Notice how the market goes ahead and creates these channel lines. And as the market creates a channel line and hits resistance at the top of the channel, look how the market trades below these pivot points and how these pivot points become resistance for the market as price goes lower. And as price starts trading to the upside, we're now looking for price to go ahead and trade higher. So which means that if we're at support right here and we're looking for price to move back up north, these are the things that we're looking for. These are the signs that we're looking for, right? And if we find these signs appearing in the marketplace, we know that we got to start reacting to it. Now, what's important is that we trade above those levels. Now, if I go to the daily time frame, which is the 1 hour right here, the 15 minute right here. If I go to the 15 right here and I look at the 15, I'm just going to update this quickly. Let's go ahead and make that. And do this. All right. So if I look at this right here and I'm monitoring the daily targets, the first thing I want to go ahead and do is establish the last AB move, the last swing going up. Right. Here it is right here. There's the last swing. Now, price has already gone ahead and tested this level. All right. Now, with price testing this level right here, I'm looking for a new swing to appear right here. So I'm getting ready to start trading this move right here. As long as one condition, all right, the one condition right here that I need price, all right, to continue to trade above that pivot point right here, above this pivot point right here. If price is trading above this pivot point, then I'm going to trade everything above that level, which means I'm going to trade the 382, 50, 618, and trade them going long. In fact, I may go ahead and eliminate the 382 and the 23 and only trade the 50, 618 pounds going long. So what's going to happen is this. Because price has already hit this target, right? You see there? Price is going to hit this target, traded way above that, and it's pulling back right here. We may end up getting a little bit of a correction move, all right, something like this, before it continues to move to the upside, all right? And that's okay. As long as it stays above this price, we're trading it long. And we'll place the stop losses below 92.06. So we're looking to go long on pound New Zealand dollar, all right? Now, if it goes, let's say worst case scenario, we always have to look at the worst case scenario. Worst case scenario, if price does this and starts going down and it starts trading back below that pivot point, guess what? All buys are off the table. We're not going to do anything. This was just a whippy-lash type of movement, and we are done. All right? We're done. We're not going to trade it. All right? But if we see the market continue with this rally, then we'll keep buying up on that trade. Now, that is based on this pair right here. Let's go to Euro, New Zealand dollar. Same thing right here. That's a pivot point right here. Let's look where the weekly pivot point is. All right, so, hang on. Let me go to this chart. All right, so here is the weekly pivot point. Here's the daily. We're already trading above the daily right here. Price is above there. This is the weekly pivot point. We're looking for price to stay above the weekly. If we want to be a little bit more conservative, we can say that we'll buy everything above the weekly pivot point. That's fine. And that's being a little bit more conservative. And so this would be something like this. If price goes ahead and trades above here, then we're looking to deploy our Fibonacci's from the lowest point right here and work our way up. It's now going to create the next AB boundary that we're going to be looking to trade, which is this one right here. This is going to be our next AB boundary. It looks a little bit untidy right here, but it is what it is. So this is our next AB boundary. So as price goes back down and starts rallying up, as long as we stay above this weekly pivot point, we can go ahead and trade long. And that's, of course, if you're trading weekly pivot points. Now, that's the Euro New Zealand dollar. Let's go take a look at and see what else we have right here. I'm going to go grab the New Zealand US dollar. Same thing happening on this. Except the opposite, all right? Now you can start off with the dailies. Daily is going to be the first reversal. There it is there. All right, price is going to be reversing. So during the European session, if as long as price stays below the daily pivot points, which is at 64.86, what are we going to do? All right, we're going to continue to trade south. All right, continue to trade south. As long as it stays down there, we're going to continue to trade south. Let's go take a look at the next one, and this is going to be New Zealand Swiss. As long as it stays below the daily pivot, trade it short. Let's go to a New Zealand CAD. Same thing right here. Here's the daily. As long as we stay below the daily, we are trading short. Now, some of the pairs may give us both the daily and the weekly at the same level. In this case, it's not happening. We can see that this is the weekly. So for the week, we're still bullish, but the daily starting to reverse. If price trades below that, we'll look to sell it back below the weekly and then trade it towards the monthly. Here's the monthly right here. So we got a lot of room for price to go all the way back down here, and that's about a 270 pip move on the New Zealand CAD. All right, the daily trading range on this is a little bit slightly smaller. I'm not sure exactly, but we should be trading for that target. Now, let's go in and take a look at the bigger picture. The bigger picture on the pound New Zealand dollar. Look at this. Look at all this indecision. All right, all this indecision right here. We're looking for a correction move that could take us all the way back up to the top of the range, and that's at about 1126 pips right there. All right, 1126 pips going long. Let's go take a look at JPY, New Zealand JPY. All right, listen here. It's a no-brainer. All right, we're at resistance, looking for price to sell off back down to support right here. Look at what we discussed in our trading room. All right, look at all of the New Zealand crosses. Let's go to them individually right here. All right, so if Aussie New Zealand sees a weaker New Zealand, we should be looking to go long on Aussie New Zealand. Now, we are looking bearish right here. Let's take a look at Aussie New Zealand and see how Aussie New Zealand is setting up right here. All right, this one right here is going back to resistance. So we're looking at resistance at the top right here. It's most likely going to come back up to, let me see if I can press the chart a little bit more. Oh man, look at that. Listen here. Listen here. These trend lines that we have right here are temporary support and resistance, right? In this case, temporary resistance. But if you look at the bigger picture right here, look how range bound the Aussie New Zealand is. So Aussie New Zealand actually, in fact, is looking to rally up towards this level at around about 1.13. So if this continues to see a weaker New Zealand dollar, we could see price moving back up right here. All right, let's go to Aussie Swiss. Sorry, my bad. We've done that. We've done that. Have we covered all the New Zealand crosses? CAD, Swiss, I think we have. New Zealand. Let me see how the Aussie JPY has been affected by this. The reason why I'm looking at the Aussie JPY is because we had an indecision right here, and a lot of the times when we see a little bit of weakness out in New Zealand, Aussie tends to follow suit. And it looks like we get an indecision right here, not a lot of action out of this pair. And let's take a look right here. We are seeing price trading below the pivot point. See that? Below the pivot point, below pivot point. Now we just wait for another break below this pivot point, and price is going to drop back down further to around about 71.26. That's Aussie JPY though. Trish says Aussie New Zealand, New Zealand JPY. I think we looked at New Zealand JPY already, but let's take a look and see right here. All right, definitely looking for price to trade back below the pivot point. Look at how many sells we have right here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm 5 deep on selling New Zealand JPY right here. So we're looking for price to move further down south, and the reason behind that is this. All right, this is exactly this. All right, resistance off the top here, looking for price to push down further down south to this level right here. So let's see here. The big thing here is that our technicals, all right, our technicals are definitely going to surpass the fundamentals. All right, so even though we may have fundamentals that drive the market between support and resistance, you have to understand that it is the technicals that help us decide on what the markets are doing. And so what is important to us for us to note is that we have to make sure that we understand that as long as we are trading technicals, as long as technicals are at the forefront of our trading decisions, we can listen to the news, we can see what the news does, but only once the market confirms the technical setup do we trade it, because we are technical traders. At least I am. All right. And so as we go ahead and we address the markets right now, we're going to give this around about 12 hours to play itself out. Traders may find opportunities during this 12 hours in some short-term trading. All right. I'm going to go ahead and set up some trades that I'm going to go ahead and position myself so that if price continues to move in the direction that it has broken out in, that we can go ahead and pick up opportunities on that. Now, what I am going to say is this. Specifically on the New Zealand, the Euro New Zealand dollar and the pound New Zealand dollar, I already have trades in. All right, and I got quite a bit of trades in. So I'm really waiting for the market to confirm its directional bias, and maybe sometimes it's good to wait for the day to close out, because this choppiness right here is just just what it is. It's choppiness, and so we need price to go ahead and confirm the breakout, stay there, confirm it on the daily, and then we're going to go ahead and take advantage of the move, or at least the continuation of that move, as we start swing trading the market in that direction. But traders can already start taking advantage of price action around those pivot points. If price is trading above this pivot point and you trading during the European session, or using, like me, trading robots that are going to deploy trades once price confirms that it's in that area, then you can go ahead and do that. That's what I'm going to do. So we'll see how that plays out by the next trading session. Now, when I say that, what I'm referring to is my trading room, the hybrid trading room. I'm going to be discussing this again tomorrow in the hybrid trading room and making some notes of that. Check out, if you're not part of my hybrid trading room, then check out my Telegram channel. Down in the description is a link to my Telegram channel. All right, I'll be posting some information around that, so you can get connected with what we're going to be doing as we move forward. We'll be discussing it in tomorrow's session at around about 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and we'll be done by around about 12 o'clock, and we'll be posting information about the decision that we've made on both the pound New Zealand dollar and the euro New Zealand dollar as well. Now, granted, I'm already in, so what I will be doing is discussing how I'll be adding on new positions to continue that trend if the trend confirms and is in that directional bias that we're expecting. All right, so with that being said, guys, you have a fantastic evening. Thank you very much for joining me. It's been absolute fantastic. Hoping you guys learned something. All right, love the way the markets are moving right now, giving us exactly what we needed to make decisions tomorrow. This is FX Big Dog, signing off.